Last night out back when it was cold, hands over the fire. It warmed my hands and warmed my heart. It warmed me more to see you there. The smoke from last night's fire still lingers on my clothes. It warms my hands and warmed my heart. Warmed me more to see you there. It's never quite the same when I'm calling out your name. I want you back again. I want you back again. All the things that hold me back in the past. When I'm calling out your name. When I'm calling out your name. When I'm calling out your name. The strings that kept us together, falling back but not tethered. I still have the art you made in my family's home. A year from that day, I still see your face hiding in the background, a ghost that's always hanging round. It's never quite the same when I'm calling out your name. I want you back again. I want you back again. All the things that hold me back in the past. When I'm calling out your name. When I'm calling out your name. When I'm calling out your name. When the sun sets over the east coast, then I know it's too close for comfort. When the sun sets over the east coast, then I know it's too close for comfort. It's never quite the same when I'm calling out your name. I want you back again. I want you. All the things that hold me back in the past. When I'm calling out your name. When I'm calling out your name. It's never quite the same when I'm calling out your name. I want you back again. I want you back again. All the things that hold me back in the past. When I'm calling out your name. When I'm calling out your name. When I'm calling out your name.
Ben and Charlie carried me halfway across the creek on a door, and I threw rocks at the German planes when they had to leave me lying in the street. And I spent 4 weeks in an Egyptian hospital, couldn't sleep for the desert heat and the morphine dreams. But I fought my way home to the South Taranaki working man's club, laughing and drinking 1,000 miles from hell. When I was 19, my brother and I walked the tide as far as we could north. And I wished I'd been driving spikes on the day I lost my leg on the beach in Crete, fighting some other man's war. But I fought my way home to the South Taranaki I'd write to my darling on the things we'd have when I was home. Now I've got 2 boys and my picture on the bowling club wall, and that ain't half bad for a South Taranaki. But I fought my way home to the South Taranaki working man's club, laughing and drinking 1,000 miles from the South Taranaki.
Feelings can be futile, but I'm burning blue. Everything is loud at night, I can't sleep over you. The aftertaste of you, lights in the room, dancing flames in the fire, ashes in the morning. I just wanna wear your sweater, I just wanna look you in the eye. Tied I'm so unprepared, fighting the terrain with nothing to my name. Need to match your pace, watch you move away, leave me in a place I don't wanna be. I like the danger, I'm sick of just playing it safe. And I like your placement, I never felt this kind of way. I don't know when I fell, but I can feel myself melt when you look at me. In the thick of it now, and you do it so well. Can you look at me? And I take it in steps, in case we make a mess that I don't wanna see. In the thick of it now, and you do it so well. Can you look at me? I never know what to believe, bet everything, want you to lose it on me. Something about you, something that made so bad. Linger like a cigarette, picture us. Want you to want this, want this. I don't know when I fell, but I can feel myself melt when you look at me. In the thick of it now, and you do it so well. Can you look at me? And I take it in steps, in case we make a mess that I don't wanna see. In the thick of it now, and you do it so well. Can you look at me? get quiet when I miss all nights. You and I were up in your car, city lights in the pitch black. You said you wouldn't come back to me. I would have stayed forever, but you thought that you could do better. And I'm not gonna waste my time or waste my love on you, 'cause you never knew how to take it. And I'm not gonna play the lines like I always did. You beg for it. I never knew how to take it. I did it all out of love. I did it all out of love. You did it all. Misconceptions. I did it all out of love. You did it all out of misconceptions. Oh, started with pretending like we were in the movies. At least that's what I thought. Tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me pretty lies in my ear. Tell me if it's real. And love like the movies do. Love like the movies do. Oh, I can see you looking a little longer than you did before. But baby, I can feel the tension. Why don't we end it right now? Find a hotel. Tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me pretty lies in my ear. Tell me if it's real. And love like the movies do. Love like the movies do. I don't want you to go, but you're pushing me out. I wanna know if it's real, I wanna know it now. Maybe I'll just pretend so that there's no goodbye. Goodbye. Tell me if it's real. And love like the movies do. Love like the movies do. It's love like the movies. And I don't wanna go home, I don't wanna go home. It's love. Home is where I'm alone. Why can't we just hold on? Please don't let me go like the movies do. We'll be citizens, you said, falling to ribbons of reeds in the sand. Let the waves wash clear my mind, surrender my burdens to ocean's tides. We'll be citizens, you said, weaving our bodies bodies into beds of sand. Open my hands to a weight of gold. Too much to hold, too much to hold. Mold our frames in the rock face. Leave our mark so we can stay. Till tides wear us out and we'll escape. I saw the sun, his eyes gleam bright. Too much to take in from beauty in his sight. One day's just the same. Waves lap around trying to free my mind. Falling for the light, molding to this cliffside. Falling to the sea. Oh, I'll be here always.
Hello, everybody. Welcome along to another week, another edition of the Believe It or Not live quiz here on YouTube. It's so good to have you all. Welcome back to what we are calling our New Zealand Pub Quiz Champs special. This is episode 2 of our special leading into the Pub Quiz Champs this Saturday. That's right. It's in 3 days we'll be having our Pub Quiz Champs, and we're been getting all ready for it over here. Jono, Andre, how you guys doing?
I'm good, man. It's this Sunday. This Sunday's when we're doing it, but I don't blame you for getting the date wrong. We're all working pretty hard this week, but fried. But yeah, Sunday's the Quiz Champs, Sunday afternoon, and it's shaping up quite well. So hopefully this week's quiz that you guys do is a bit easier than last week. From memory, 2019 Quiz Champs isn't too bad. And hello, TV star Jake Love, indeed. Indeed.
Yeah, BION fans. So I assume a couple of you have seen the Toyota commercial. If you remember, for a little while ago, I was out for 1 week and we didn't run the quiz. That was because I was down in Queenstown shooting that commercial. That's why I couldn't be here, and I couldn't mention anything about it either. But now it's out, and we can talk about it if we really want to.
We'll see. I think it's a great ad, and I was thrilled to see you in it. So.
I think it's a really good ad too. I thought it was a good ad from the time I got the script for it. I was like, oh, this is actually really fun. So it was a fun one to do.
Yeah.
And then other than that, what we're doing this week, less of an actual competition quiz, play along at home, but we're just going to be talking again a bit more about what goes into the New Zealand Pub Quiz Champs, what kind of question difficulty and stuff like that you might expect from it on Sunday if you're competing. If not, just see how you go in the toughest quiz we run. It's by far the toughest quiz we run. This year is no different. It's just as difficult. And as you can see from the 2019 quiz, I have taken science, food and drink, geography, TV, and cinema. How are you feeling on those rounds, guys?
Classic rounds, mate. Beautiful.
Yeah, and then of course, no ponderous this week, but we are going to run. So last week we ran one of the first starter for 50s. Last year we had a starter for 20, which we did each question related to. We had a round that was 2000 to 2009, and then the second half was 2010 to 2019, which is the round we're going to look at in the middle, 2010 to 2019.
I think it's more fair than the one we did last week, which was, you remember 2018, and that's what the round was. And it was kind of to remember.
This is
when
remember
did the boys in the cave? When was you?
This is quite fun. It's remember the last decade, which is kind of that's quite fun. Lastly, before we go into it, Beyond Fans asks, is there any juicy behind-the-scenes gossip? I can tell you one thing. We had an alpaca on set for a shot that's not been in, but I think it will make a different commercial. And at one point in time, the alpaca got a bit spooked and freaked out, and it ran into one of the production assistants' Subarus and left a real big dent in it. which was pretty classic, pretty funny. Anyway, let's quiz if you guys are ready.
Yeah, penultimate quiz of the year. Here we go.
Yeah, let's go. All right. Science, round 1. This is the chemical equation for what process? Dre, you
So
were-
I'll say.
Oh,
sorry, you go.
I was going to say, Dre, you weren't here last week, but does it feel a bit relieving to not actually have to answer?
A little, mostly because we're so tired from rehearsing and stuff. But
Yeah.
I can safely say I kind of know all these answers because we only wrote it sort of a year ago. Exactly.
That's true,
That's right. So as we spoke about, Dre and I wrote the last 2 ones, and the 2018 quiz was tougher for sure than this one. In fact, people said the science round wasn't too hard, which, as you know, it's not our favorite round to write.
Yeah.
We probably make it too easy. So, yeah, but all we can do is talk about the questions, and we're not going to be answering them.
I feel like any chemical equation that has sunlight in the middle of it is fairly self-explanatory, but that's me.
I tend to agree.
Anyway, let's move on. Originally intended for use as a pesticide, what cyanide-based gas was infamously used by the Nazis to murder over 1 million people at camps like Auschwitz-Birkenau?
Getting the cheery stuff in early.
Yeah, we love dropping like real dark, grim questions real early in quizzes, eh? Just
Mostly
opening with...
Champs quiz too. It's funny, like Champs quiz, you almost have to go heavy.
Yeah.
Whereas in the normal quiz, because there are more, how to put it, like people that are just kind of stumbling in, and less people that are serious. You kind of try to make it a cheerier thing.
I do
think.
wonder if it's better to be cheerier later on as well, when people have had a few more drinks and are less likely to laugh at like World War II stuff and just in bad taste. Anyway, Question number 3. What term describes a substance transitioning straight from a solid to a gas without ever entering the liquid phase?
Good to see Matt Ansley in the chat. He's one of the hosts of the quiz on Sunday, him and Brendan Lockhead. They've been doing a lot of rehearsing today.
Yeah, there's a lot going on Sunday. I'll be producing, Andre's kind of directing, Matt will be hosting, Brendan's going to be hosting, Jono's going to be off marking, Morgan, other team member, she'll be off marking as well. It's all go.
Yeah, we'll be at the hangar if anyone's doing the quiz there. So it'll be good to see you.
Yeah.
Say hello.
All right. Question number 4. Dry ice is the solid form of what gas? I feel like...
So this is what we mean when we say we made it a little easier this year.
Yeah.
I hate saying that because if you don't know it, I sound like a dick. But the balance is sort of hard to get right because it's really not meant to be impossible, the quiz champs. It's actually still meant to be fun. Like, it's still a quiz. And we think it is fun. But the balance is tough because you do have the very best teams there. And the very best teams, they will find even like the 2018 quiz, they'll find it fairly easy. So you kind of have to be able to differentiate them so they're not all scoring like super high within a couple of points of each other. So it's sort of like, it needs to be tough enough for them, but fun enough for human beings, if you know what I mean.
Exactly. And I've had people come up to me saying, make it harder, even after 2018, but you just can't. I think we want people to get 6 rather than 4 probably is the difference. 6 rather than 3.
Yeah.
And in a normal quiz, it's more like 8, 7,
7, 9.
8, and 9, and 10 in a good round. So that's the difference. The other thing, inside baseball thing here, the reason why it looks off kilter, Matt, we made him do this intentionally, which broke his heart. It's because of the formatting, correct? That we had to use that year?
So the screens last year cut off the sides, and so we had to shove everything right into the middle so that it would show up properly on every screen.
If you're not noticing at all, that's interesting in itself because we notice it, but we don't know if people at home really notice stuff like that. But
Well, let's keep running. This is what North American animal, the second fastest on land, whose speed evolved to escape extinct predators such as the American cheetah. Is this going to play? Yeah. I had to mute this real sadly.
What do we use?
Motley Crue. Kickstart my heart.
I was on a real Motley Crue kick at the time, so just all Motley Crue all the time.
It was this. Had you recently watched the movie?
Yeah, and the book's always like rattling around my brain. So yeah,
good song though.
all the time.
Often contracted by deep-sea divers, the bend is more formally known by what name?
And did we have Radiohead here, or is that just kind of needless?
I think we might have.
Yeah, it's sort of, it doesn't add anything, but it's just that they had the song.
In a weird comment in the Excel on this, we've got that it says just one of the there's a bunch of also known as is, and one of them is just also known as the Bends.
I was going to point this out. Yeah, so it's funny. We say more formally known by what name as though there's one answer. I think we give like 5 or 6 alternate answers. We were so afraid.
There's a formal one, but then there's actually there's a bunch of formal ones. I feel you.
So when we get there, you'll read the alternate answers. But
all right. Question number 7. The 4 main bases of DNA, adenine, cytosine, guanine, and thymine, always bond together in 2 separate pairs. What are they?
BION fans, it's good you're noticing now. You're like Matt Ansley. You're part of his crew of noticing things like that. We noticed too because of him.
It's like it's like the actual quiz itself is 4x3, and everything else is normal.
Yeah. And do let us know in the chat how you're finding the quiz so far, because it does seem easier than last week, I think, straight away.
Dre, how would you rate my pronunciation on all of those things?
I'm very confident. I don't know how accurate, because I actually don't know how they say it either.
No.
You just plowed through, and that was your choice.
Me neither.
I'd have backed you on 3 out of 4. I'm not sure about the third one, but that was the toughest.
All good. All right. Well, let's move on. Question number 8. What name is given to the longest side of a right-angled triangle?
So yeah, this is like the weird thing about science trivia is that it's actually sort of 4th form science or like 3rd form math and stuff, which isn't to actually insult you. It's just most people like forget that stuff. So this one you kind of learn when you're pretty young. It's just, do you retain it? And that's kind of what it's testing. Because it's really not a tough math question or anything.
Ryan McFarlane asked a great question that we've kind of been pondering all day and all week, really. How harsh will the marking be on Sunday? It's
we've kind of written the quiz. The Ben's question is actually a good example. We've written it so that there's we're pointing you directly at one answer, to leave as little room for ambiguity as possible. Just because we don't want we want consistency across the different menus, right? So we don't want like one marker to be generous and another not. So we're kind of being fairly specific, which kind of means, you kind of need to write down the correct answer. There might mark you wrong. There's not really much generosity when we're marking these. Yeah. On the other hand, it's kind of to make sure it's fair and consistent across the menus.
Yeah. The example you'll hear again on Sunday that we came up with that we think explains it pretty well is like we probably want like almost like if the spelling's in the right ballpark, you'll be fine. But for example, if the answer was the lady in red, you'll be fine if you write lady in red rather than the lady in red, but you probably won't get it if you write like red lady, for example.
Yeah, you've got to be there in the gist and all that stuff. But we're all marking from the same sheet, and we want it to be consistent. So, and also no mastermind rules in the sense of if it's Churchill, we kind of need Winston Churchill, even though, we know who it is. You kind of need to give us everything there. Just give us both names.
All right, moving on. Responsible for the building of the Large Hadron Collider, by what acronym is the European Organization for Nuclear Research more commonly known?
Tom Hagen's an interesting one. I mean, I would take the Hagen. That's kind of the differentiation between the Corleones and him, but I don't know. I think we did take just Tom Hagen there for last week, the Godfather question. When was this, the Large Hadron Collider? This was a big deal.
I want to say 2011, maybe?
Yeah, I was going to say
maybe
12.
Even more like 2007, actually.
Okay. Yeah, it was a huge deal. People were very worried at the time.
Yeah, I remember people thinking it was going to be the end of the Earth.
Amazing question from BION fans about MLK versus MLK Jr., because I've actually been pinged on that myself before doing a quiz in the last few years. You kind of have to put Junior there, but you don't have to put Doctor. Just put Junior.
I can reveal now we don't have any juniors in the quiz at all, so you'll be fine. But without the junior, you're kind of pointing to his dad, which is kind of funny, actually. It's like his dad is getting all this credit for stuff he did not do.
Yeah.
He didn't seem like a great guy, his dad, so we don't need to give him credit.
All right. Question number 10. Friar Gregor Mendel is most famous for describing many of the rules of heredity in genetics through a series of experiments in which he used what vegetable growing plants? Corn, peas, or potatoes?
Another brick in the wall part 2. I mean, that's harsh. I would take another brick in the wall personally, but
Nothing like that in the answer, so we were fairly
we'll notice
specific with what we wrote down. Yeah.
I did a quick Google and I can tell you it's 2008 that the Hadron Collider opened.
BION fan says this is an easy one.
Yeah, well, it's multi-choice. You'll get multi-choice on Sunday.
Yeah, it's nice to have the question 10
on the last
options.
one of the round. Anyway, what's great about this is I don't have to wait around to mark your guys' scores and for you to send them in. We can just go straight into the answers.
It's just a natural progression.
Yeah, so smooth. All right.
It is.
This is the chemical equation for photosynthesis. That's how plants eat.
So yeah, again, you'd probably learn this when you were like 14 in school, or at least see it. But do you remember it? And that's kind of, it becomes trivia because it's a retention over time, right?
For me, my whole thinking with this, the first time I saw it and didn't know the answer when we went through the questions, my instinct was photosynthesis, and then I was like, it's Champs quiz. Is it going to be something harder than photosynthesis because they've clearly put sunlight in the middle? I was like, oh, it must be a trick. There's no way it'll just be photosynthesis, and then it was.
Which is a classic quiz trick in itself to make you think it's going to be harder than it is, for sure.
Eric asks, no ponderous puzzle. Yeah, I don't think we actually do one in Quiz Champs anymore. It's
been a while.
It's super time consuming, and it's tough to make it ungoogleable. Not that our teams really do cheat, but we can't rule out that someone will go to the toilet and look up some clues. It's sort of a tough one. We always had to do it all at once in the past, and we found that kind of boring.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting through 10 clues about the same thing, so we just cut it.
Yeah.
Boring and oddly stressful because we'd have to have station people around to pick up each round. Nope. Yep. And it became a marathon, really.
Yeah. All right. Question number 2. Originally intended for use as a pesticide, what cyanide-based gas was infamously used by the Nazis? Zyklon B. Or Cyclone B. Trade name for a packed hydrogen cyanide-based gas.
There you go.
How fun.
The toughest question, as the grimmest question, rather, of the evening, I hope.
Yeah.
I assume.
All right, what term describes a substance transitioning straight from solid to a gas without ever entering the liquid phase? Sublimation or subliming?
Which is, again, one of those high school science-y.
Yeah, it's sure an experiment that you would have done in, fifth form science, maybe. Question number 4. Dry ice is the solid form of carbon dioxide.
And that even more so.
Aha, yeah, 100%. Everyone has almost definitely done something with this in school if they did science. It's so cool for so cheap. I enjoy the label on the box that says, do not put in drinks.
Yep.
All right. This is what North American animal? I'm going to give you... Do you want a second?
Just a hit.
There we go. All right. The pronghorn, also known as the American antelope, prongbuck, pronghorn antelope, or the prairie antelope.
Yes, don't say we don't give you alternate answers. We are very worried someone's going to get us.
That was very generous on that one.
It was, but that's also exactly the kind of question we're avoiding this year.
Yeah.
Because we don't want stuff that has multiple different names. We just want
for sure.
a nice single object. Yeah.
All right. Question number 6. Often contracted by deep-sea divers, the bends is more formally known as decompression sickness, DCS, but it's also known as diver's disease, the bends, aerobilosis, or casein disease.
Yeah, I'll say this. The bends there is clearly an error on our part. We wouldn't accept you giving us what we've just told you.
Yeah, exactly.
Good truck.
On that one, I don't think they were actually alternate answers. I don't think they were accepted because it's sort of... Oh man, we need Angela to confirm this, but I'm pretty sure that's like in medical literature. It is just decompression sickness, and then the others are kind of there.
Yep.
So I think this was just for completion's sake rather than alternates.
All right. The four main bases of DNA pair as guanine and cytosine and adenine and thymine. That's how they pair up.
Nice.
Yeah, this one, it's sort of designed to be a little trickier because it's the full names, but actually people always just think of them by the letters like GACT.
Yeah.
And you can kind of, guess GNC, GNA, GNT, whatever. You have a chance to get it even if you don't know it.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Question number 8. Well, it's the hypotenuse, guys. That's like third form maths.
Yeah, that's one even I might know. That's not too hard.
That's early maths, I feel like.
Very early maths. Yep.
Yeah.
That's the kind of maths that I took at school, so I didn't make it too far in maths, so
Yeah.
got to see that.
All right. Question number 9. Responsible for the building of the Large Hadron Collider, it was CERN, is how they're known. Which is the Conseil Européen pour la Recherche Nucléaire. That's probably wrong.
I love that you went.
No way any of that was
I love
right.
that you went Italian at the end.
The Italian, yeah.
Not even close. Anyway.
You gave it a go.
Question number 10. Friar Gregor Mendel is most famous for describing the rules of heredity using pea plants. All right.
Which is an easy one for BION fans, that one.
Yeah.
Let us know how you've gone so far in this round. Or let us know how you've gone in the round, rather.
Yeah, and might give us a clue how you might do on Sunday. Also, yeah, the Champs quiz is definitely not designed to be done by yourself.
Never.
Hanging out on a live stream. Absolutely, with a team of 8 people. So.
With all varied pieces of knowledge and background.
Yeah, exactly.
As always.
All right, moving on. Food and drink, round 2, question number 1. What provides the main flavor base for the Asian sauce kasundi? Mustard, onion, or capsicum?
And you see the generosity here already with 3 options in question 1.
Yeah, that's very generous, to be honest.
It's not common in Champs quiz, and actually doesn't even happen that much in the normal quiz, so quite generous.
I think so.
I can see why with food, though, because, who knows, maybe there's, some other stuff in that sauce that could have been an answer that we wanted to exclude.
Yeah.
So when you give other choices, it becomes like a which. So these are your only choices. You can't even think about anything else that might be a technically correct answer.
It's true. The generosity was rather self-serving in this case.
All right. Question number 2. Church Road, Craggy Range, Elephant Hill, and Linden Estate are all wineries in what New Zealand wine region?
Look at Matt Ansley trolling in the comments there.
Is there food and drink round?
That's quite good.
You'll find there's plenty of food and drink questions throughout the quiz, Matt.
We've reached the quota just, I think. Someone's quota.
I've heard there's food and drink at the bars, Matt, is the
Yeah.
thing. So we didn't want to step on their toes.
What we need to point out with food and drink, I suppose, is that in the past we've got away with it because the list is often food and drink related, but there's, it's not the case because it's often a taste test, which we can't really do this time.
Yeah. All right. Question number 3. What fruit is the most prevalent filling of Newtons and other Newton-style biscuits? I think this one's very easy for Champs quiz.
Mm-hmm. It's also, you can kind of see, there were a couple other earlier examples, but the sort of overriding we have to do. Because again, some of the teams that come, they are the best of the best, and they will pick at your nits if you let them. So Newton-style biscuits is a thing nobody in the history of mankind has ever said before, but we wrote it that way just to be complete,
Well, when Andre says pick at your nits, I agree, and not to sound negative here, but it's almost like an airing of grievances in some ways. Like they'll come to you and be like, right, like we got a bone to pick, and they really want to go at you.
And I actually find it fair enough because it's
I
like
agree.
it's just meant to be the best of the best, and
Yeah.
you guys are being lazy. What's going on?
And it's like, yeah, we like the quiz, so you've got to step it up. And it's like, fine, yeah, we'll take it. But it's like often the airing of grievances, the Festivus feel happens for sure.
All right, question number 4. Rum is made by fermenting and then distilling extracts from what plant?
Ryan McFarlane, the mystery isn't food and drink. No, the mystery will be fun, but yeah, we're not going to say too much about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Inspiring tortoise, more than half of last week's total already. That is inspiring. That's good.
Yeah, Dre, you missed a tough one last week.
Yeah, it was. All right.
And we felt bad because all we could do was say throughout, this is hard and we know, and it didn't matter.
Yeah.
It just was hard.
All right, question number 5. What type of offal is used to make the dish fegato alla veneziana, widely eaten in the UK under a different name?
We didn't say it at the top, but I got to say, well, maybe the most expected of all of them, probably the biggest celebrity death of the year happened today. It's a real shame.
Yeah, Diego Maradona, 60 years old.
Probably the greatest to ever play the game.
Yeah, definitely.
No.
He'd
You
be
don't think so?
He'd be in the top 5 easily.
I'd say top 3.
Pele was better. Come on now.
That's a tough one, that. It's Pele or him, and then probably Messi, and then Ronaldo, I guess. But yeah, a shock, but also one that we could see coming, sadly, and worth reading up everything you can about him. Some fascinating stuff, fascinating stories around him. The Oasis story to do with him is worth looking up.
When you live like he did, you don't live long. I'll tell you that much.
60 wasn't bad.
Question number 6. Dabawala or Tiffinwala is a famous lunchbox delivery service that delivers hot lunches from homes and restaurants to people at work in what country?
I'm going to say, putting the kibosh on this maybe, but I don't think anyone got this wrong in the whole quiz last
Nah,
year.
I don't think so either.
Yeah,
it's actually like made easier by pronouncing it like even semi-correctly because it's sort of like I had to. But if you were to screw up the pronunciation, it actually makes it far harder.
All right, moving on. Question number 7. The London department store Fortnum and Mason, known as the Queen's Grocer, claims to have invented what egg dish in 1738?
it's always nice to get some history into the food and drink as well.
Yeah. Even though we have a history round, but that's fine.
That's food and drink service sometimes. Oh, let's put a music question in there. Oh, let's put a sports question in there somehow,
It's like a food-related potluck sometimes.
I'm planning to get Pizzagate in there at some point. And food and drink. Well, why not?
That doesn't need to be anywhere. It's not even real.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean Pizzagate. I meant, what did they call it? The Arsenal menu.
Yeah. No, I do know what you mean.
No, yeah, but Pizzagate, I was misspoken there. No.
Pizzagate's the conspiracy
We're not getting that in.
theory.
No.
Oh yeah. No, the famous pizza incident with Fabregas throwing a pizza at Sir Alex Ferguson.
That's right. That's going in food and drink soon.
You got to have, if you put that, you could do it as a cryptic, ask what player, and then have, he went on a quiz show in the UK where they asked him if he did it, and he confesses to it finally.
That's right, years later.
Yeah, it's such a great clip. All right, question number 8. The Carolina Cross is a variety of what fruit, holding the record for its heaviest ever specimen, weighing 159 kgs and taking 3 months from planting to harvest? 159 kgs, that's insane for any fruit.
Yeah, I'd agree.
That's
Surely,
like for a human being. That's insane. That's
a big boy.
Surely that's got to be like the largest fruit that's ever existed, not even just of this variety.
Yeah, that'd be worth looking up, I guess.
Anyway, there's not that many fruits that can be that large, I'll tell you that much.
And they're all related. So.
Question number 9. What ingredient does black pudding have that separates it from white pudding?
Either of you
No.
tried / enjoyed black pudding?
Yes
Neither.
and no.
I've had neither. I haven't had it, and no, I don't think.
Yeah, never even tried it. It just looks like it sucks.
It
Like,
does
why?
seem fun.
I'm sure that. Tell me in the chat if it doesn't.
Please.
But it just seems visually and like sound wise, like it just sucks.
Yeah, there'll be people in the chat that have definitely tried it, but
I'm sure there'll be some people that will come to its defense. The people who love it, love it. Like
Woodside had it with their state. You can actually buy it here. Wow. Inspiring Tortoise, of course, loves it. Well, that's a strike against it instantly. I mean, now I know not to try it.
All right. Question number 10. Unofficially referred to as New Coke when it launched in 1985, in what year was the much maligned product later rebranded as Coke 2 finally discontinued? 85, 92, or 2002? Dre, you've upset Tortoise.
No, it wasn't me. It was
It's
Jonathan.
always me. It's always me.
Oh,
I've seen
Jono,
this very
you've
first.
upset Tortoise.
Yeah, I'm always dissing him. He's all right. The New Coke, Dre and I love getting anything to do with New Coke in the quiz.
It's so
not the
funny.
first time.
I really enjoy New Coke and I really enjoy Tab.
New Coke, Tab, Brad's drink, anything cola trivia related, we're going to get in the quiz when we can.
Next year, please, just for the fun of it, can we, if we have a food and drink round in Champs, can we have Brad's drink? Like the most complicated version of the Brad's drink question.
Just the anniversary version of it, yeah. Just like celebrating the question.
Yeah.
Raven asks, what's the difference with New Coke? It was just like a new recipe, and nobody quite knows like why they bothered, because people like the original recipe, but it's like often studied in schools and universities as like a classic case of just don't change your product. It's stupid. If it works, it works. So it's like, yeah, they literally just like, oh, we have a good thing, let's change it for no reason.
And yet, when they did take it away, of course, sales of Coke rebounded amazingly. So it kind of worked in a weird way, but
Yeah.
it wasn't worth all the hassle, no.
All right. Food and drink answers. Let's just get straight into them, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right. What provides the main flavor base for the Asian sauce kasundi? Mustard, onion, or capsicum? Mustard.
Hmm.
There you go. Church Road, Craigie Range, Elephant Hill, and Linden Estate are all wineries in Hawke's Bay. I feel like we were at a period where we were just throwing Hawke's Bay questions in there for Clara's sake.
That was definitely a reference to Clara. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Always the Bay.
Yeah. Come on, the Bay.
It is funny looking back at old quizzes sometimes, just seeing what kind of like office memes we were into at the moment.
Getting like crazy frog popping up and stuff at the moment.
All the time. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah. All right, what fruit is most prevalent? Figs in Newtons. I don't even know there were other kind of Newtons. I thought they were just fig Newtons always. Shows
Yeah, I
what
thought so.
know. Rum is made by fermenting and then distilling extracts from sugarcane. I feel like that's a pretty easy question.
That's not bad, no.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
too bad.
nice example though of like we wouldn't take sugar there.
No, absolutely
Because
not.
we're asking for the plant, and the plant is called sugarcane, so you got to write it down.
Yeah. Question number 5. What type of offal is used to make this? Liver, which is Venetian liver and onions, and in the English-speaking world, it is simply liver and onions. I can't get into liver, eh?
No, I was going to say anyone in the chat as well, if you can recommend or if you have an opinion on liver and onions, because nothing seems less appealing to me than liver and onions. But
It's the least offensive of the organ meats, I gotta say.
I feel like
people eat this fairly commonly.
is liver a Serbian thing? Is that something you guys eat a bit?
Yeah, like in Europe in general, it's probably more common than in New Zealand and stuff. But yeah, sort of across continental Europe, you'll get liver and onions in various forms.
And I've had it. I don't mind the taste. Just the texture messes with me.
I agree.
It's mushy and soft.
Yeah.
Kidneys, I'm not about kidneys. I agree with that in the chat. That's not so good.
I've had chicken heart once. That was all right.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, not bad.
What do they call it?
It's
Giblets?
it's
Or-
just similar though, similar texture. All organs have that kind of mushy, soft texture. Anyway, question number 6.
All right.
Dabwala or Tiffinwala is a famous lunchbox delivery service in India.
Yeah, I think a question like this, like our hearts are in the right place, but it's just so clearly India.
Inspiring Tortoise's chicken feet is pretty good if well done. I've had that too, and it is very good.
I ain't saying. I'm not saying anything.
Chicken feet is not bad. It's basically like eating. It's like eating chicken skin, essentially, like the skin off of a piece of like KFC.
That's a recommendation, I must say.
Yeah. All right. Question number 7. The London department store Fortnum and Mason, known as the Queen's Grocer, claims to have invented Scotch eggs. BION fans roasting you.
That's
Jono
fair.
probably has a foot allergy.
I do. In fairness, I ain't eating that. He's right.
Funny. Hey, all right. Why have we got number 1 down the bottom there?
I don't know. That's weird. It was probably we initially had it question 1, then we changed it. Probably
Right.
we didn't change it on there.
The Carolina
Matt
Cross.
Ansley's fault.
Yeah, Matt
If he's in the
Ansley.
chat, that's a disgrace.
He'll be horrified by it.
The Carolina Cross's variety of watermelon. Look at that thing.
Wonderful pictures. The guy is so proud.
Although that must be real dense because that's a lot smaller than a human.
If you curled up into a ball, I don't know that you'd be that much bigger than that thing.
Yeah, but I guess so. But none of us would be 159 kgs or whatever it was.
It's very big. There's a lot in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Real dense watermelon.
It's all in the crust, I think.
Alright, what ingredient does black pudding have? Blood?
Yup.
What is it
Another
without?
easy one, yeah.
Like, what is white pudding, though? What goes into that?
It's a good question to ask. Don't know why it would be white, but still part of the same
I
family.
mean, all the same ingredients, just without blood. I just don't know what those ingredients
exactly.
are. Like, I don't know if it's a sausage. I assume it's like some kind of congealed sausage or something.
If that's black pudding without blood, I'm all in. I'm all in.
Thank
That
you to
sounds
the
fine.
thank you to the chat who are all telling me that it's black pudding without blood. That really helps.
I mean, you do deserve it. You deserve
Of
every
course,
part
but I'm in on white pudding. That sounds fine.
Yeah. I think it's just sausage. Alright, question number 10. Unofficially referred to as New Coke, Coke 2 was ditched in 2002, which is that's
fun
a
one, 'cause
long lifespan on it, eh?
I know, like, and it's a BION thing. We're trying to lead you to either of the other two answers, especially the first one,
Yeah.
because it was such a failure or deemed as such a failure. But really, you just keep going. You know, they didn't stop doing it. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Coke 2. What a time.
What a time.
All right. Cool. We're making good time on this actually. Do you want to go through this? This was the as we were saying earlier, this is part 2, 2010 to 2019.
What we did last week was, I think we took the break, like the one song break, after the questions were asked. We could maybe do that here as well.
I think we can get through the whole round and then take a 1-song break.
Yeah, I reckon it's the time to do it. This is normally the list, so yep.
All right, let's do it. So, the 2010 Commonwealth Games took place in what city? Was the idea that no, they didn't go. It didn't go 10, 11, 12. It just had all of them in the round, right?
Just all of them in the round, but we didn't make it next to The reason being that there's a couple of questions where it asked for the year,
Right.
I think. So we didn't. Yeah. Otherwise, we probably would have done it that way.
All right.
But you need the year to be an answer.
Yeah.
We actually caught that quite late in writing it. Exactly what Jono just said, because if it follows in the year order and you get the year as the answer, you can just work that out.
Well, duh, what is it? Question 4? Right.
We rearranged it really late, which is good. But
yeah. All right. Question number 2. Infamously shot and killed at the Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Garden in 2016. What was the name of this gorilla?
This is for all the meme fans out there. Anyone that's ever memed, there you go. It's still a big deal.
It's just like it is a really tragic story just for every
Yes,
part of
but
it.
I know it is.
It's like
But like,
every everything about it is just sad.
agreed. But both sides. But like, meme wise, is this still a thing?
Yeah.
Because this was such a big meme for so long.
We're getting all the memes in the chat as well for him.
Well, I'd expect so. Yeah.
For him. Rip Gorilla, we will miss you. All right.
I was at a golf tournament in 2016 in America, and someone yelled at RIP, blah. So big deal.
Responsible for the biggest hit of 2012. Who is the artist seen here? Yeah, I know, Virgil. No, how's that for a throwback? 2012.
Yeah, we just thought it would be a fun idea to have the last 20 years. And this question, we played this, or was it a video originally?
It was a video, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
but
fair enough. Yeah. This one is definitely going to get pinged.
YouTube will come after us for one of their like highest ever videos, surely.
It's one of their 5 most viewed, I think, still.
Well, it was famously like the first to go for 1 billion, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Question number 4. The 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami created a nuclear disaster at what Japanese power plant?
In my opinion, this was the hardest question.
No.
There could be more to come, but to me, this was.
Do you mean of the 20 for 20 or of the whole quiz?
The 20 for 20.
Oh, right. Yeah, it probably is of this round at least. Yeah.
I'd be curious if my brother gets this. He might, but yeah, this isn't the easiest.
Really?
I think so.
It was so famous, though.
I
It's
also-
not a big deal, but to remember the plant is
I also definitely just read that word thinking it was a Māori word, and then didn't
I
realize
was
until
going to say, but let it go.
It was
Like a full on,
I
yeah.
didn't mind at all.
I had perfect Māori pronunciation of
Ah,
that
of course
word,
you
and
did.
then realized later it's Japanese.
Your Māori is terrific always. It's just yeah, to do a different one.
All right. Question number 5. What was the score of Germany's infamous thrashing of Brazil in the 2014 Men's Football World Cup semi-final?
Yeah, I got to say, we wouldn't normally ask what was the score of a game, but this was just such an iconic, famous score that
probably
you kinda...
the most famous football game of the 2010s.
Definitely, and not only that, I mean, there are some scores like England, Germany, people know, like 4-2, but you know, there are only so many, and this is definitely one of them. This is an all-time score.
What's the name of that Brazilian player there? I always forget.
David Luiz of Arsenal.
Yeah.
He looks so much. He looks so much like our friend neighbor, but
Daniel Navy, uncanny. Yep, couldn't agree more.
As Evan Yates said in the chat, it's a bit rude, but yes, the match was very famously uploaded to Pornhub many times around 2014.
Inspiring to us, this quiz is 10 times easier than last week. And people felt that as well. Admittedly, Jake hasn't used every round, but it was overall easier, this one.
Yeah.
We sort of, and I think that's the direction of the Champs quiz. So the one on Sunday will be more similar to this one than the one in 2018. We sort of learned our lesson a bit, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely, we want it more like this one. It's always the intention for it to be more like this one in 2018.
Which is to say, if we put this in a normal weekly quiz, we would be out of a job pretty quick. But to do this kind of quiz every year for the Champs quiz, fine. That's okay.
And Virgil says it's hard for me, and Sue agrees. Yeah, it's still meant to be hard. Like, it's still meant to be a team game. It's just 2018 was like ridiculous.
Well, my mum sort of told me off for the 2018 one last week. She was like, it was too hard. I had to play Candy Crush. I couldn't even do the quiz. So hopefully she's enjoying this one a bit more.
Your mum were you telling me your mum's done every Candy Crush level?
Nah, no, she's not that good, but she is high up there.
All right. Question number 6. Rank the parties that earned a seat in Parliament at the 2017 elections in order from most to fewest seats.
Gee, I guess it's kind of an interesting one to go back to now.
Yeah, I thought about changing this, but then I was like, nah, I can't change it. Got to preserve it.
Yeah. Inspiring
Tortoise says he had 30 on Germany winning that World Cup.
Good on him. I remember you had some on France winning the next one.
Yeah, I think I had like $20 on France to win or something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I had some money on France to win.
Ryan McFarlane, Germany 3-0. Yeah, not quite.
Question number 7. Divorcing him in 2013, what NBA player was I married to before Kanye West?
That's kind of fun on this one. Now I would almost do this as a question 10 and put 3 different NBA players because there have been so many involved with these sisters now
Yeah.
that you could put a few. But yeah, this one was the first.
Yeah, for sure. Question number 8. In February of last year, the Prespa Agreement saw Macedonia change its name to what? This has been changed, by the way. It
Sure.
originally would have been in February of this year, but just for the sake of actually looking at them and, not to confuse people, I figured we'd just make it current.
Yeah.
So people can still compete at home.
Hopefully you hedged, Ryan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, man, Ansley, good to see you. I'll check that tomorrow.
Thanks, man. All right, question number 9. Directed by this man, what film was the highest grossing of 2015? We want the full title of it as well.
Mm-hmm.
We have in the notes here.
Yep.
And lastly, how old was I when I passed away in 2018? 68, 72, or 76? Virgil, I'm sick today. If I get anything or 4 wrong, that's why. Enjoy that. Yeah, I was wearing a blindfold. It was my brother was playing with my keyboard as well, so that's why I got them wrong. All right. You want to do answers for this and then take a quick break?
However you want to do it, it's fine, man.
Yeah.
8:15. Yeah, when we're making fine time.
Yeah, let's do that then.
Yeah.
All right. The 2010 Commonwealth Games took place in Delhi.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have got that one, I don't think. I don't
No,
know.
neither.
Com
Weird
games are a funny one.
Yeah, weird blind spot on com games for me. I just neither care nor pay attention to it. It's
Yeah,
weird.
I'm exactly the same. Commonwealth Games I know nothing about. Like,
I know them, but it is weird when you go back. Like 2018 was the Gold Coast. It's just kind of an odd tournament. Like,
Yeah.
okay, Gold Coast did it. All right.
Yeah, strange games.
Fine. But then you get some big places. Like Manchester's done it like in the last 20 years. Like places do it. So I don't know.
Ooh, Raven rescued a dog. Very nice job by Raven. I've actually ruined these guys like multiple lunch hours for these guys because around work we'd find like escaped dogs and I would insist on like holding them and tracking down their owners. So.
It's true. I remember I was sitting one time waiting for you guys to join me for lunch because you were like, "We'll be 15 minutes," and was sort of like, "What the heck is taking so long? It's been like 40 minutes." And then you were like,
Yeah.
"Andre found a lost dog." I was like, "Oh, well, that's fair enough."
Yeah.
All right, infamously shot and killed at the Cincinnati Zoo, Harambe.
R.I.P. Harambe.
R.I.P. Harambe.
When was the Elon Musk song? Yeah.
Elon Musk, had a song like last year, 2018, I want to say, R.I.P. Harambe.
Vintage Elon Musk, well after anyone cared, but that's fine.
All right. Question number 3. Yeah, F's in the chat. Oh, can't play that.
Oh.
F's in the chat for Harambe. The biggest hit of 2012. Who was the artist responsible for Gangnam Style? Oh, look, I got that in twice. I thought I'd deleted it, but must have not. Psy was the guy.
We're going to get pinged.
No, I played not even a second of it.
We'll be fine.
All right. Question number 4. The 2011 Tohoku, I guess, earthquake and tsunami created a nuclear disaster at what Japanese power plant? Fukushima.
Mm. So yeah, if anyone did get that, good on you. To me, it just seemed hard, but I could be wrong.
I mean, I just feel like major nuclear disasters are so famous that everyone remembers all of them, but maybe I'm insane.
I get it.
I don't know.
No, I mean, like
3 Mile Island you can still ask about. Obviously,
Yep.
Chernobyl, Fukushima to me is in the same category.
Yeah, you're right on those. I guess more recent ones, it's just like, did it stick? But yeah, it possibly did.
All right. Question number 5. What was the score of Germany's infamous thrashing? 7-1.
All right. Well, Mike Morgan got it, and BION fans got it too, so that's fine.
Yeah, it's a classic. The parties It went National Labour, New Zealand First, Green and Act.
What a throwback that is! Wow.
No, RIP,
Oh my
RIP
God.
New Zealand First.
Rip National. I wouldn't say anymore. But yeah, it really did change in the most recent one. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Question number 7. Divorcing him in 2013. Kim Kardashian was married to Chris Humphries before
Yes.
Kanye West.
Yep. Brooklyn net Chris
Was it
Humphries.
something for like 72 days, right? I remember it was like infamously a very short wedding.
And a fairly loveless marriage by all accounts.
I'm sure.
Yep.
I get low-key, this is going to sound really stupid, but kind of low-key proud of her and Kanye for kind of
That's fair.
almost bucking like what everyone expected of them in terms of their wedding and like marriage.
He's dealing with a guy that's like clearly gone through some things as well, so yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, who knows? They could, in 2 years end up. But, I wish them all the best.
Good. The Jake Love seal
I
of
hope
approval.
they hear this, Kim and Kanye. If you hear this, Jake Love in New Zealand wishes you all the best.
Yeah, say something in the chat if you're here. That'd be really helpful. Actually.
Yeah.
It really would.
Kanye, leave a comment in the chat. Kanye, why you never hit me back, man? All right, question 8. In February of last year, the Pressburg Agreement saw Macedonia change its name to North Macedonia, officially the Republic of North Macedonia.
One of those nice gotchas. All right, all we added was North. Cool.
Yeah, classic. Directed by J.J. Abrams, the highest-grossing film of 2015 was Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
It's fun with JJ because there's a couple that maybe you could think, but
I think definitely the best of the new films, in my opinion.
yeah, it's funny. The second one, Last Jedi, that's like oddly a hot topic. I'm sure people in the chat know this on like film Twitter and in film circles.
Yeah.
Some love it, some hated it. Most of the Star Wars people hated Last Jedi. I thought it was fine. I never saw the third one.
The third one was a bit of it was a hot mess because they were trying to retcon a lot of stuff that they did in 8.
Yeah.
Anyway, question number 10. How old was Stephen Hawking when he passed away? 76.
76.
All right. Cool. And that's the decade that was around, I guess.
I'd say, I mean, it's a nice thing because obviously Brennan started this company. The quiz it's for the quiz champs, I guess. So Brennan must have started about 22 years ago.
Yeah.
But that last year was the 20th year of quiz champs. I think that's neat. You can kind of have continuity, and there's some teams I think that went to the very first one that still go, or at least like soon after the very first one. So.
Yeah, for sure.
It was just like a little celebration of kind of a cool thing, we think.
Yeah, and this year we're doing its 25th birthday, so there'll be speeches and it'll be doing a yard glass later on and stuff like that. It's gonna be good.
Growing up.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna play. Let's see. We'll go for a 2-song break, shall we? Or do you want just a one?
I reckon just one for the people,
right.
yeah. We're making fine time.
We'll take a quick break, go grab another drink, go to the bathroom if you need to, and then we'll crack on to the second half of our 2019 Champs Quiz special episode. See you soon.
wanna steal your second skin. You're chanting breath, your finger trailing down my spine. It's just an empty space now. Scarring the mattress on your side. You think the sun's come out and the tides will change. And there's a God upstairs and he knows your name. When someone becomes the order to which you pray, becomes a shelter from a place that's great no stay. So if you're wondering, the saddest thing is finding out your safety. It's made of broken string. She was just a body surfer washing out the pain. I was a distraction, I was just another way. I was a distraction, I was just another way.
All right, welcome back to the rest of our quiz. That was a song by a band called Zen Mantra, called Second Skin. And you know what? I like that song. Jono, Dre, how was your break?
It's good, man. No, it was much needed. Just got refreshed, and here we are. We're ready to go with the end of it. And it has been fun going through these champs quiz, but I am looking forward to next week. One last duel. It'll be nice to have that as well.
Yeah, so as John has alluded to, I don't think we've mentioned this in the thing yet, but I feel probably as good a time as any, Dre. Last week is going to be our last live quiz for the year. So that's next Thursday. Get all your friends together.
Yep. We are calling it the end of season 1. Our little show here has sort of followed the way pubs work as well, which is daylight savings hits and attendance kind of starts dropping. So we think ain't no one watching us over Christmas anyway, and we'd rather be, spending time with our loved ones over Christmas as well.
Not that you guys aren't our loved ones, but our family.
Yeah, and I think Christmas is literally on Friday the 25th, so if we did a show, it would be like Christmas Eve. I think we get maybe 3 of you in here chatting with us. So.
Yeah.
Definitely taking a hiatus. We'll probably be back in some shape or form next year. Maybe not quite the same format if we do it, but we'll do something. So keep an eye on our Facebook if you actually have enjoyed this, but yeah.
And I'll tell you, folks, this, I don't wish it to happen, but if we go back to lockdown, we're coming back.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about that. If there's any form of lockdown and you send out the believe it or not bat signal, which is just a giant question mark in the sky, we'll
rotate poorly though.
Yeah.
And we definitely next week we'll go through all this stuff again. But yeah, next week's a big one. So do be there next week, and for the rest of this show, we've got 2 more rounds.
Yeah, all right. Let's go into them. Geography. Asunción is the capital city of what Latin American country?
A boisterous pronunciation there.
We do like the Latin Americans.
Virgil Sanders says it's important to read that his point about My Hero Academia. Andre?
Yeah. Well, before we get to that, Matt Wansing says James McConey, finest moment, Laura Langham style. Yeah, that sounds about right. James McConey was funny. I enjoyed it. Did you talk about him last week?
We did a bit because that was his last, his 128.
Right, of course, he's the one who loves it. Yeah.
And I'm messaging Claire right now actually to say there's someone talking about your boy McConey.
Him McConey one, as we used to call him.
He was funny. I enjoyed.
Yeah.
I enjoyed James. But yeah, Virgil says My Hero Academia is an anime. Do you know who made that loves Star Wars? He made an anime with Boy that has not part. Well, I can't quite read the sins, but I get the gist.
Yeah, they're
My
just.
Hero Academia does rule. I enjoy it very much. So.
All right, moving on. Question number 2. Nollywood, the second biggest film industry in the world by output, is found in what country? I was about to just say it. I was literally like I was in an answer round.
I'm going to say this is one of those questions that when we were doing research and trying to get these, I thought it was a pretty cool fact, and it almost made it into the normal quiz, but I figured, a little bit harder. Let's stick it in here. It's pretty crazy. It's the second biggest in the world. So
by output.
Yeah, I mean that's the funny thing with these quizzes. I mean, we don't like to talk about what's going on in the world, but any question where it's like when you travel to blah or when this is this, you got to be in a mindset of pre-2020, of course. I mean, the biggest by output right now, who knows? But yeah.
All right, question number 3. The southernmost point in the 48 contiguous U.S. states is found in which state?
So yeah, if you know, you know, but if not, 1 in 48.
Contiguous is always a very funny one. I think we'll have 51 United States within 5 years. I'm saying that right now.
Throwing it down. You're letting us know.
Yeah.
Throwing down the gauntlet.
I can 100% see Puerto Rico under Biden becoming a thing.
Sure. And now that you've said it as well, I'll look back to this and this will be a moment.
Biden, if you're in the chat, man, make it happen.
We need to have fake accounts in the chat. Like, what are you guys doing? We're doing this.
All right, question 5. BION fans, you got to make that fake Joe Biden Kanye West joint account to say hi in the chat. Anyway, question number 4. Named after a congressman from the state of Georgia, the Vinson Massif is the highest peak of what continent? Are we volunteering in New Zealand for statehood? Definitely not.
Not so much right now.
I'll take it. I want a green card. Let's go. What are we doing?
Oh yeah, that's true. Actually, we would get like free travel to the US.
I don't think they're comping our travel, but we'd be allowed to go.
Fair enough. Question number 5. What strait was once known as the Pillars of Hercules, linking the Mediterranean Sea with the Atlantic Ocean? That's a great statue.
It is.
BION fans, no, you're right. I also don't really think the US is the place to be right now. All right, question number 6. This is the national anthem of what Test cricket playing country? I feel like we don't need much more of that.
No, I mean, this picture, I remember, it seems like a gimme, but also there's a couple of green Test cricket playing countries, so you've kind of got a couple of choices here.
If you are a long-time listener of this show, you will be able to guess the answer.
That's exactly right, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm not going to say, I'll say one when we get the answers.
All right, question number 7. Sometimes referred to as the 8th wonder of the world, in what country are the Banao rice terraces? We've ruined Virgil Sanders' ears, by the way, guys, with that national anthem.
I mean, what a way to go out for a pair of ears as well. That's
Is
good.
Virgil Sanders normally in the chat?
I don't think so. It feels like
I've never seen so much Virgil Sanders.
It seems like a new.
I feel like 2 weeks ago Virgil turned up. I'm not sure.
Is it Maximus in disguise? Maybe.
That's a good point, actually.
No, Maximus was much more less energetic, I think.
That's true.
Why have I been dissing Inspiring Tortoise? I don't mind Inspiring Tortoise. I don't like Maximus. God, I'm forgetting who I like and dislike. I like Inspiring Tortoise. Fine. I'm sorry. I was mean before. No, it's Maximus who I don't like. That's right. I can't stand Maximus.
I
Don't put me in
really,
the box of a singer.
I really enjoy your fake beef with Maximus. It makes me laugh.
Can't stand Maximus, but yeah, Inspiring Tortoises all go. Yeah,
Inspiring tortoise.
He doesn't mind me. All right.
There you go. That's going to the top. He doesn't mind me pinned.
I had the same idea.
All right. Question number 8. This is the flag of what European country? That's a great flag, actually. I like that flag a lot.
So Matt was at that last, the 8th Wonder of the World was there in 2007. We'll have to ask him about it later.
At where, sorry?
The question prior.
The rice fields.
I already forgot what it was.
The banal rice terraces.
All right.
Yeah.
That's great. Matt kind of has a lot of those questions, I think.
He's been to some interesting places.
All right, moving on. Question number 9. The capital city of what West African country is named after US President James Monroe? Or Maximus is here, guys.
Well, Maximus said nothing all quiz, and now
To
pipes
be
up.
fair, you shouldn't be mean to Maximus like that. It's very rude.
I suppose. I don't even know what Maximus did to deserve it.
Isn't it because he's a Liverpool fan?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
And a bit of trolling.
Yeah. Did I even read out that question? I didn't. The capital city of what West African country is named after US President James Monroe? We're getting a bit off.
Actually, you definitely did read it.
I feel like we're getting a bit off the rails here, guys.
It was that 5-minute break where we just
Yeah, I
come
know.
back loopy, but that's fine. It's because we're not competing as well. So
Yeah. All right, and lastly, question number 10. What is the largest freshwater body in the UK by volume?
And I guess we just thought it didn't require the 3 options here. So
Yeah, with quiz champs, again, another thing people might not even notice is happening, but in normal quizzes, we always end around on a multi-choice question. Not so on quiz champs. It's on stream, actually.
Can you hear me?
We can, yeah, it looks like the
go
stream's on.
back. Go back. It's back on.
All
Yeah.
right.
Our audio is coming through,
We're
the
fine.
video is just
We're
buffering.
That
All
was
right,
very brief.
Sorry, gang. My computer just completely froze and then unfroze itself. All right. Well, yeah. Let's go through some geography answers, I guess.
All that means is that the views will be up because people will be refreshing, so that's fine.
Yeah. Surely, right?
Exactly.
Something like
Your
that.
video quality has dropped immensely, but I don't know. Oh, that might just be my own computer, actually. Never mind. We're good.
Asuncion is the capital city of Paraguay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and let's keep going. Nollywood, the second biggest film industry in the world by output, is found in what country? Nigeria. Second to Bollywood, but ahead of Hollywood.
Yeah, so it's one you can deduce from the name, but still, I think an interesting factoid.
If it is low res for you, just mouse over the video and click the little gear. Auto has gone to 144p for some reason, but if you just manually select the higher res, it'll fix itself.
Yeah. All right. The southernmost point in the 48 contiguous US states is found in which state? It was Florida in the western dry rocks.
Not a state, it's a monster.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was 50-50 Texas, Florida. Which one is slightly further south?
Yeah. Question number 4. Named after a congressman from the state of Georgia, the Vinson Massif is the highest peak of what continent? Antarctica.
Which I feel's kind of in the picture there. It's not too bad, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 5. What strait was once known as the Pillars of Hercules? The Strait of Gibraltar. Which is nice in the Mediterranean there.
Yeah, right there.
Once again, we don't have much to say about geography.
Never.
All right. Question number 6. This is the national anthem of Pakistan.
Yeah, so my favorite cricket team.
Jono's favorite.
And certainly will often make an appearance in the BION quiz, but nice to get them into a geography round with sport as well. So.
Yeah, we even having a sport round, we throw sport questions in elsewhere.
I mean, it was a national anthem question. It just narrowed it down for you, if you know Test cricket country.
Yeah, BION fans, I have several jerseys from Pakistan. Virgil Sanders' country. Oh, Virgil Sanders is all good.
Yeah, nice.
Big fan.
Question number 7. Sometimes referred to as the 8th wonder of the world. In what country are the Banao rice terraces? The Philippines.
So a country that I haven't been to. Our co-worker Ralphie was from there. Great guy, and I'd love to go. I do have a slight connection there. My friend married someone from there, and he loves it. So yeah, I wouldn't mind checking it out. And Matt did in 2007, so I'll have to ask him about it.
Yeah. Question number 8. This is the flag of Bosnia and Herzegovina. I really enjoy in the notes here in the sheet. You've just written, except Bosnia, you dumbos.
That was a Dre note.
Oh, of course.
People in the chat were saying, "Oh, that's topical. Blah blah blah." I had no idea what they were talking about, so I clicked. I went to newzealandherald.co.nz. It's quite funny, actually, the timing on that. Lead article right now. Final warning: Pakistan players test positive for COVID, breach New Zealand isolation rules. Totally coincidental. We had no idea. This was genuinely in the 2019 quiz, that national anthem question, so we weren't taking the piss, but that is kind of funny.
Oh, wow.
If my boys can't play the Black Caps, it's going to be a real shame. I was planning to go to some of the games with my jerseys.
Well, there we go. Question number 9. The capital city of what West African country is named after US President James Monroe? Liberia. The capital city is called Monrovia.
That's a fun one. That's a nice classic, and you can sort of deduce it and get there. And
Yeah.
if you know your capital cities.
He bought Florida from Spain.
Just send it back.
Yeah. All right. And lastly, what is the largest freshwater body in the UK by volume? Loch Ness. Home to literally no monsters or weird creatures of any variety.
No.
In my opinion. Anyway, question. Round number 4, rather.
Final round. So yeah, hopefully you guys again have found this easier, and let us know your scores as we go and as we finish.
All right. Yeah, TV and cinema. This is I left this in last for a bit of a chatty round, but I don't think we're going to need it. Question number 1. Did the original 1970s version of Battlestar Galactica or the 2000s reboot contain more episodes?
Yeah, we had fun setting this one because we were sort of looking for a show that had several iterations, and it could go either way. This one, you really, it could be either. It is a genuine 50-50 around 2 very popular shows.
I feel like these days there's loads of shows that you could go for that have had reboots now.
I suppose, I guess. The reboot kind of, needs to be popular, though. A lot have had, Knight Rider and stuff, but they sort of die after, a season because nobody cares.
Yeah.
I think the Hawaii Five-0 reboot oddly went for a while. So that could be one as well.
Yeah, that's got one of that famous clip of the product placement. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you got to look it up. Hawaii Five-0 Subway. It's this guy, they go to chat to him on the beach, and he's like, "Oh, how's it going, home bros? I'm just here enjoying some Subway. Did you know they have 6 styles of bread now? And they let you take 2 sauces." So funny.
Wow.
Really worth watching.
Yep.
Steven Spielberg made a name for himself in 1971 after directing an episode of what crime drama titled Murder by the Book?
I'm expecting my brother to get this one right. This show is terrific, I must say.
We played the theme song as well, I can tell you that much, in the original.
Yeah.
Clumsy writing, though. Murder by the Book is the title of the episode.
Yes.
Not the drama, but the drama is what we're after.
Yeah.
Tell us the show, the crime drama series.
Yeah, just a comma after drama would help you there. Anyway, question number 3. Who played Beth Hickey in Once Were Warriors?
And yeah, we're always looking to get a couple of New Zealand questions in there, so big film here.
I feel like this is kind of a tough question. Not like super tough, but
It'd be tough for Virgil Sanders, who was freaking out about it apparently.
All right. Question number 4. What Disney villain sings the song "Poor Unfortunate Souls"? Originally, obviously, we just had what Disney villain sings this song, but it's a Disney song, so if anything's going to get us shut down forever.
Instant ban from YouTube, ban from the
Yeah.
internet, ban from everywhere. This is a good. The picture here is quite good.
Yeah, I agree. I like this picture a lot.
Virgil Sanders is overexcited.
All right. Question number 5. What was the name of my character in Point Break? Oh, this is a great question.
Great film. Great writer's room film, actually.
Yeah. Did you ever see the remake of this?
I avoided it. I did not see it, no.
Yeah, me neither. It didn't look good. As soon
Who
as
was in it again?
I can't remember. As soon as they were like, we do every extreme sport rather than just surfing, it became like rocket power, and it was just silly.
Yeah, the guys in Point Break, they just played football and surfed. That was it.
Yeah, whereas these guys were like, we snowboard, we surf, we base jump, we paraglide, we do everything.
Rocket power.
I was like,
That is a good good bit of razzing of you by BION fans, by the way. Because when you asked, did you see it? He's like, did anyone see that movie?
Well,
Why are you watching? Why are you watching the Point Break remake? What are you doing?
I'm just checking with the chat. With Jake, I figured Jake might have seen it.
All right. Question number 6. Which of these 6 won last year's Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series?
I remember, we were just stunned by how stacked that lineup was. That's just great performances across the board.
Yeah, what a lineup of nominations. Dang.
Kind of way harder now, because this was sort of not recently in the news even back then, but at least it was a current award, whereas this is not a very widely watched show, and she's not a super famous actress, so kind of a tough one now, but it would have been less tough a year ago.
It's a big deal then, yeah.
Yeah. Ryan McFarlane says, dudes, great movie.
The first is great, yeah.
Yeah,
The original
if you're talking about the original Point Break, you're right. Absolutely great movie. If you're talking about the 2015 Point Break, the 11% on Rotten Tomatoes would disagree with you, I think. But anyway, question number 7.
Matt, we got a couple more minutes here. Like, people can go watch David Seymour after us.
What actor's eyes open up this film clip? Just gonna turn that down.
cheeky mute. I was going to say that'll maybe mute it completely, because we very much copyrighted that track.
All right, I'll give it a mute.
In fact, the clip itself is almost certainly going to get us. But
Yeah, I was a bit cheeky with this one. I thought I'd leave it in, but there's every chance it gets us banned forever. But I don't think it's Disney, so it's not too
One of the
bad.
great films.
just
We're looking for the first actor whose eyes you see. There's a couple of actors, obviously, in the clip.
Yeah.
probably cut it if it hasn't finished, because we can't hear it anyways.
All right, what actor's eyes open up this film clip? Question number 8. What Kiwi actress has been married to actor Jason Ritter since 2013?
John Ritter's son.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really know much of Jason's work personally, but I liked his dad, comedy legend John Ritter, and then the Kiwi actress is great too.
Now, I think I have some beef with this question.
Why is that?
According to Wikipedia,
Oh.
they were engaged in 2017
Oh.
and they started dating in 2013.
We may have jumped the gun.
Yeah,
Are they married now?
I'd say so.
Okay. Yeah, we probably jumped the gun there.
Yeah. So that might have been a mistake by us.
They aren't even married now, just his
Ah.
partner. But luckily, it's one of those where it doesn't matter. Like, they're still together. So
Jake, you can't cite Wikipedia. Did you never go to high school? Let me see
It's
if
an
there's
easy way to
a
check.
reference for that in the Wikipedia references. Question number 9. This was the original Japanese opening theme for what anime that ended up becoming very popular in the West?
this will absolutely get us to well. By the way, these guys are super duper.
Yeah, I was.
It will, but we're kind of racing against the clock, which I'm enjoying.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this might end up being the final episode instead. We'll just be banned. Yeah.
All right. And lastly, question number 10. What silent comedy legend is this? Buster Keaton, Harold Lloyd, or Stan Laurel? I'm just tempting fate on this one, Dre.
At least this is like ancient.
Yeah. This is the easiest one to get away with.
Also, like, holds up shockingly well.
Oh.
Like, it's still entertaining to watch.
He's the best, yeah. Did his own stunts famously.
Yeah. All right. I mean,
Yeah.
I can show you the music that we had under it. It's legit just the classic.
Yeah, but even that.
Is that even still copyrighted? I feel like it
Probably
wouldn't
not,
be.
to
But
be honest.
Since the Sting, it might be.
Yeah. All right. And yeah, that's our quiz. Let's go through some answers, and then of course we've got Champs Quiz on Sunday. So make sure you're
Yeah.
getting along to Champs Quiz if you. Well, it's probably too late to register now if you haven't, but
Still.
yeah. All right. Did the original 1970s version of Battlestar Galactica or the 2000s reboot contain more episodes? The 2000s reboot did 76 episodes versus 24 episodes in the original.
So yeah, it's not particularly close. But we're kind of banking on people thinking that the 70s version went for longer than it did. It really wasn't a very long running show. It was just one of those shows, kind of like the original Star Trek, just got replayed over and over.
Yeah. Yeah, big time. Question number 2. Steven Spielberg made a name for himself in 1971 after directing an episode of Columbo.
Yeah, it's probably the best episode. I mean, that's a great show, but that's probably the best episode of the show, and it was not necessarily all downhill from there, but certainly never reached those heights again.
Yeah. All right. Who played Beth Hickey in Once Were Warriors? Rena Owen, rather. Sorry.
Yep. Yep. Rena Owen. Great in that film.
Yeah, she is very good. It's a good film. It's not tough to watch though. Hard film to watch. Question number 4. What Disney villain sings "Poor Unfortunate Souls" from The Little Mermaid? Ursula.
Yep.
Yeah, classic.
But
villain.
you can sort of see in the picture there.
Yeah,
It's a great picture of the song being sung. Yeah.
What was the name of Keanu Reeves' character in Point Break? Changing the question slide there even. Wow. Johnny Utah. What a guy.
Yeah, for a guy who most of his characters have great names, that's the best one. That's one of the great character names. Johnny Utah. And especially being an ex-Ohio State quarterback as well.
All right. Question number 6. Which of these 6 women won this year's Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actress? Phoebe Waller-Bridge for Fleabag.
Yeah, she famously won pretty much everything at the Emmys last year. And deservedly so.
Yeah. Question number 7. What actor's eyes open up this film clip? It's Charles Bronson from Once Upon a Time in the West.
So you saw Henry Fonda after that, who was the villain in the film, and yeah, the great Charles Bronson.
Yeah. And question number 8. What Q actress has not been married to actor Jason Reeder since 2013, but has been together with him? Melanie Linsky.
Yeah, Heavenly Creatures and 2.5 Men, weirdly. Melanie Linsky. But good on her.
Yeah, all power to her. This was the original Japanese opening theme for what anime that ended up becoming very popular in the West? Dragon Ball Z. Man,
Yeah,
that's
it's
a great theme song, though.
Great theme song and a wonderful picture as well before. It's outstanding.
And lastly, what silent comedy legend is this? It was Buster Keaton, of course.
The great Buster
With
Keaton,
the big stunts.
Yeah, at times sort of, he wasn't nearly as big as Chaplin at the time, but now he's kind of got a rep that's superseded him, really. People adore Buster Keaton.
All right, yeah, and that's our quiz. If you've got a tie at home, we have a tiebreaker. I didn't realize this. Obviously, I don't think we realized this when we did it, but it was, again, the tiebreaker was what is the 350th prime number? And I think the 2018 one was a prime number as well, wasn't it?
It was. So we were maybe very lazy.
Yeah, the one we did.
I think it might be the same prime number because I don't think we had a tie in 2018 to use the break, so we might have just rolled it over. But
True. That could have very well been it. But
yeah.
So if you're got a tie at home,
just do what you did last week.
Go real quick on this one, and then the answer is 2351.
Yeah.
And that's our quiz. There you go. I put the inspiring tortoise quote down the bottom as my quote of this week. And thanks for joining us, guys, for our 2-part New Zealand Pub Quiz Championships special. I've actually found a lot of fun going over the old Champs quiz. How about you guys, Jono, Andre?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, for sure. Especially this week, again, being a little kinder and more like a normal quiz. I think it was more fun to do.
And it is, we sort of do try and make it like our best quiz of the year and the most varied and put the most thought into it. Because the Quiz Champs has always been sort of, it's not something we at all make money on. It's like we always lose money putting it on, but we do know that we do have like a lot of fans who really love quizzes, and it's like a nice little reward for them more than anything, because we want them to have a good time and to crown the best of the best, and they like competing in it. So even though we do talk about how seriously people take it and stuff, we do love that they take it that seriously and do appreciate it. So hope you guys have enjoyed getting a look at it, even if you never go, or a nice reminder for those who do go, or might have even actually been to these. So thank you for watching. It's been good.
Yeah, and as we mentioned earlier, it'll be our last week next week for the live quiz for the year. Thanks so much. We've done this 33 out of the last 30. We've done this 34 out of the last 35 weeks of the year. We started this in about April, I want to say, maybe even May, and we've been doing it every week, and it's actually been so much fun hanging out with everyone. I will probably save all this stuff for next week.
We got next week. I mean, we got BION fans in the comments saying, gonna miss you guys. Hey, look, you save all that for next week. We've got one more show next week. And Jake, I've enjoyed doing this a lot too, but yeah, it's been a big thing. It's been every week.
Yeah.
So,
once again, if you want to get in touch with any of us, BION Quiz on Instagram, BION Quiz Events, or Quiz Nights, I think it is, on Facebook. That's the best place to get in touch with Andre. Jono, Tinder, what are you on these days?
I'm on all of it leading up to Christmas. Rob Fleming, there are 2 of us. You did very well with your 44 out of 50. Congratulations. Hopefully you're going to the Quiz Champs on Sunday. And thanks very much. I'm looking forward to next week. One last duel with Andre, maybe some more next year, but certainly one last for the year.
Yeah, and as I've actually been saying now that we've got our own Instagram, BION Quiz on Instagram, Jono's John Morga on Instagram if you want to get a hold of them. I'm Jake Loves You on Instagram. I don't know, go watch my Toyota commercial people have been talking about. BION fans has been posting memes. Other than that, I'll play a couple of songs, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
See you next week. Have a good one.